Welcome to Outside the Cage. We are here with the UFC 298 Super Preview. We got the featherweight strap on the line this Saturday in Anaheim. Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilya Topuria. We are here breaking down the full main card. We got bets for you. We got tell the tapes. We got information. We got facts. We have it all. How are we doing today?
Man, I'm doing great. I didn't even realize it was Valentine's Day today until I saw all the social media because I was so caught up in this fight week. But it's pretty fitting because in a way, this is our love letter to UFC 298 and the sport of martial arts as a whole. I cannot be more excited to break down this card in our home city. Hopefully we get some boots on the ground there. I'm so fucking excited. I'll just get right into it right now. Throw up the tail of the tape for the first fight of the main card.
First fight of the main card, we have Anthony Hernandez at 11-2 versus Roman Kopylov at 12-2. Anthony Hernandez minus 250 favorite, Kopylov plus 205. Kopylov is on a heater. His last 4 wins have come via knockout. He's won 4 of his last 5. As for Anthony Hernandez, he also is coming off a knockout win, a submission win, a unanimous decision win, and a submission win. He also has won 4 of his last 5. Really good matchup here. The line doesn't dictate it as it shows, but what do you like here and what you got for us?
I think those last words you said are a key. The line does not represent this one accurately, in my opinion. I am all over Roman Kopylov. He's my dog of the day, actually, at plus 200. I was going to take him by knockout until I saw how juicy these odds just are. I mean, I don't get it. When I first was doing my research a few days ago, Roman Kopylov was a plus 150 favorite on some books I was seeing. And now he's all the way up to plus 200. I hope I'm not missing some insider information that came out, some James Krause type shit. But I am all over Roman Kopylov here. He's at he's on a 4-fight win streak. He lost his first 2 in the UFC, and then he's rattled off 4 in the row. The dude was in the Russian National Guard in Siberia. That is some of the worst land on planet Earth. It's cold, it's snowy, there's bears, all that stuff. There's nothing up there to do. And he also had one of my favorite UFC knockouts of all time. It flew under the radar because it was on the same card as Leon Edwards' knockout over Kamaru Usman. But let me play this one real quick. I threw it in here, fan angle, insane head kick knockout from Kopylov. Bro, I thought it was better than Leon's that night. Obviously, it didn't have the magnitude that Leon's had, but if you're just comparing head kick to head kick, it's hard to get much better than that right there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm all over Kopylov too. I think he is on one of my bets. Just for everything we said, he's on a 4-fight win streak, all 4 knockouts. You can't, and you see him plus 205. You can't not bet that. So we're all over Kopylov here. Hopefully, the main card gets started with the dog of the day hitting.
Yeah, we can't give Hernandez no credit though. He's a minus 250 favorite for a reason right now. He's 4-1 in his last 5. He's also on a 4-fight win streak, coming off of a win versus Edmund Shabazian. It was a TKO actually, but he has 7 UFC fights and he has 9 canceled bouts. And you know that we absolutely hate this shit. If you've been listening to this show for any amount of time, we hate canceled bouts. Also, Hernandez has 7 of his wins by submission. And Roman Kopylov, he has a combat sambo background. Khabib, Islam, that's what those guys' background is. And Kopylov has a 92% takedown defense in the UFC. And Hernandez's path to winning the fight, he said it in his media day today. He said, I want to take him into deep waters and drown him. And if he can't get Kopylov to the ground, I do not believe he will be taking him to deep waters. So this one, it's my dog of the month. I'm all over Roman Kopylov. I know I've been cold lately, but I'm starting off hot with this one. I'm going to double my money right off the rip.
I like it. I'm all over Kopylov too here. Let's get the main card started with a bang, baby. What a card we have.
Bro, insane card. The next fight could be a co-main on a lot of cards, and no one would be mad about it.
Yeah. I was surprised it was the 4th fight.
Yeah, in my notes, bro, I didn't put this one next because I just figured there's no way it was the 4th fight, but it is. Henry Cejudo versus Merab Dvalishvili. Everyone knows Henry Cejudo. They call him Triple C, Olympic wrestling champion, featherweight champion, flyweight champion, and bantamweight champion. He's 37 years old, though. That's what kind of stands out to me right off the rip. Merab Dvalishvili, his nickname's the Machine because he is an absolute machine in there. He shot for 40-something takedowns in his fight versus Peter Yan. Just straight overwhelmed him. He has some of the most insane cardio you have ever seen in your life. We've got Merab coming in as a wow. I thought I had there they are. We've got Merab coming in as a minus 225 favorite on my book. Henry Cejudo plus 185, and I get it. What do you got for us on this one, Dimes?
I just think, we look at the age difference. That's a big one. I think you have to look at how Cejudo looked against Aljamain. Not even taking into account that Merab and Aljo were teammates, that's besides the point. But just from their style, they're both wrestlers. And I think Merab's a better MMA wrestler than Aljo. I think Henry's wrestling is overstated and overrated as far as MMA wrestling. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's a great MMA wrestler. So I don't see a path to how he beats Merab. I think Merab was really good in the Peter Yan fight with leg kicks. Merab damn near beat Peter Yan on the feet. So, you look at that, and I don't think Henry can just backpack him and take him down. I don't see a path for Henry here. I'm all over Merab here.
Yeah. And you touched on it. Aljo's teammates with Merab. Aljo fought Henry most recently. So they're going to have a little scout on Henry. And that Longo Serra gym is elite. They have been clicking lately. Henry Cejudo's gym's pretty good at Fight Ready. But I've got to ask, did you see this stuff with his coach in the countdown? How he cut off his longtime coach, Eric something. It's a long last name. But they've been together forever. It's the guy with the white glasses that's always in the corner. And on the countdown, Henry told him in front of the cameras, he's like, hey, bro, you're not my coach for this fight.
Yeah, I don't like that on the cameras. Why?
Absolutely, bro. Terrible to do on the cameras. If you do it behind the scenes, okay, whatever. You're making a move for yourself. But that's some scumbag shit.
Yeah.
And then he backtracks it. I don't see how much hate he was getting. He backtracks it, brings him in.
Enjoy retirement, Henry.
Yeah.
The next fight, we got Geoff Neal versus Ian Garry. A really interesting one here at welterweight. We finally get to see Ian Garry again. You got the teletape for us here. Ian Garry coming off unanimous decision win versus Neil Magny. Knockout win versus Daniel Rodriguez. Knockout win versus Song Yadon. One of the next guys in the welterweight division. And Geoff Neal, just a veteran. Took Shavkat Rakhmonov to 3 rounds. That's an accomplishment in itself. Knocked out Vicente Luque. Does have losses to Neil Magny and Stephen Thompson in his last 5, but interesting one here because this is one of the ones where you can see Geoff Neal kind of take control, but I like Ian Garry in this. I don't like the number, but I'm over 1.5 rounds here.
I like that. I actually like that a lot. This fight, stay away from me as far as betting goes, just because I agree with everything you said. I like Garry here, but I just don't like the number. If you look at that Geoff Neal Stephen Thompson fight, Stephen Thompson won it 50-45 across the board, unanimous decision. Just kind of stayed on the outside, picked Neal apart, landed the big shots when he needed to, didn't do anything crazy. And that was over 5 rounds. I could 100% see Ian Garry doing the same thing because Geoff Neal, he likes to stand and bang in the pocket. He has heavy hands. He can take one to give one. And that's not what Ian Garry does. He's going to be technical out there. He's going to stay on the outside. He's going to select his shots very wisely and try to break you down. I think the UFC knows that as well. They want to build Ian Garry. They gave him a good matchup here. I hate to say it. I want Geoff Neal to win. I would be going nuts if Geoff Neal knocked Ian Garry out. And that's one of the main reasons I'm not betting on Garry. I just don't want to root for the guy. And also, on a side note, Geoff Neal trains at Fortis MMA under Saif Saeed. One of the owners of that gym, basketball player Darren Williams from our childhood. Crazy. He's a huge MMA guy, always has been, invested in the gym. So hopefully Geoff Neal gets a dub for our guy Darren Williams. and for himself mainly. But I have to go with Ian Garry here. Gotta pick with my head, not my heart. Unfortunately, I will be booing him as loud as I can if I'm in that arena on Saturday, though. I can promise you that.
Yes, sir. Let's get to our co-main event of the evening. We have Robert Whittaker versus Paulo Costa. I don't think Paulo Costa's fighting until he steps in the octagon, but here's the teletape here. Similar in age, similar in height, really similar in reach, really similar matchup here. We haven't seen Whittaker since the knockout loss to Dricus. Interesting to see how he comes back. He was obviously one of the best middleweights of all time and currently until that loss. Paulo Costa, was his last fight Rockhold?
It was, bro, all the way back at 278.
Yeah. So my analysis on this is, I just think that Paulo's never locked in, never serious, but I don't think he's a guy that can beat Whittaker. I can kind of see in a way the similarity if Paulo just presses and kind of how Dricus did and beats Whittaker, but I just think Whittaker's too sharp. I think now, knowing what we know, that it wasn't that bad of a loss. Obviously, getting knocked out's a bad loss, but Dricus is the new champ, so I don't think Paulo's on Dricus level as far as striking. So I like a classic Robert win here to win by decision.
I wish I agreed, bro. I want Robert Whittaker to win this one.
Whoa.
I was thinking the same exact thing as you all week, but I saw Paulo Costa at plus 200 on a certain book today, and I just remember laying down big money on Robert Whittaker at minus 300 or whatever he was,
Bro,
and seeing him.
You didn't listen to what I just said. That's Dricus.
It was a jab, though, bro. And you know how I feel about Dricus. I don't think Dricus is exactly a technician out there. I think he's a brick house, but I think Paulo Costa is also a brick house. So if Costa lands one good shot on Robert Whittaker, I'm convinced from what I've seen with my own eyes that it's going to change the whole fight. I do believe that Whittaker's more skilled. I think he's a better martial artist, but I'm just scared of where his chin is at this point in his career. So I've got to go Paulo Costa here. I also think Robert Whittaker, he was great for the last era. He has that karate blitz. That's his main attack, but the game's starting to evolve, kind of like the cars analogy I put out here on Monday. I'm not saying Costa is some next generation fighter, but I do think that he has the nuclear option and he just has insane power and a good chin. Yeah. So I've got to go Paulo Costa here. It hurt. I want Whittaker, but I'm going with my mind this one, not my heart, except for the main event.
All right.
Should we get to it? The one that has the whole world talking right now, has everybody conflicting, confused on what is going to happen.
Let's go, baby. Alexander the Great, Volkanovski versus Ilya. Wow, you had to put the graphic like that for Ilya? Damn.
Okay. I don't make them.
Okay, here we go. Ilya 14-0. Big number stands out. Age difference, 8-year difference stands out. You know where I stand. I'm not gonna come on here and say it out loud again because I don't want to continue to say it. But I am leaning towards Ilya Topuria, and I am officially gonna place a bet on Ilya Topuria. That's all I'm gonna talk about it.
All right, I can respect that because when you look at this tail of the tape, there is no reason that you should be betting on Alex Volkanovski. And you throw in what just happened to Volkanovski at UFC 294. There's really not much of a reason you should be betting on Volkanovski. But I'm just going to look at his body of work at featherweight and how good of a fighter he really is. And also the fact that the best striker that Ilya Topuria has faced is probably Josh Emmett. And Volkanovski is leaps and bounds better than Josh Emmett in terms of getting out of the way of strikes, being technical out there. And Coach Tim pointed something out. I can't lie, I cheated a little bit. I had to watch the Best Mind in MMA's video before we hopped on here. But Coach Tim was saying he saw videos of Topuria checking leg kicks, and he was leaning into those things, just kind of putting his foot down, leaning into it. Tim said, "You can't do that against Volk. He is a big boned, dense motherfucker because he used to weigh 220 pounds as a rugby player. And I just believe that Volk has a chip on his shoulder for this one. He's coming off a loss. He knows the whole world's doubting him right here. He's heard everything. He's going to check all the boxes. And it's just going to come down to whether his body holds up. He's 35 years old, and everyone knows the curse. Fighters over 35 have not done well in title fights in the lower weight divisions. But I believe in my guy here. He brought in Jack Della Maddalena to give him boxing looks the whole camp, and I don't think there's a better guy to do that.
Yeah.
I am fired up for our guy Volkanovski, and I just want him to win so bad, bro. I've been seeing Topuria just be so disrespectful, and I can't even hate on him for it because he's just doing what he should be. And I don't think he's faking it. It's not some Colby type shit. I think he really just is that confident in his abilities and the work that he's put in.
Yeah,
But does he?
It definitely doesn't come off as fake. It comes off as like it's confidence. We like I said, we've been on here and talked about when it's fake.
Yeah. But does Ilya have guys to bring in to emulate Volk like Volk has guys to bring in to emulate Topuria? Volk's in a world-class gym right now. They've had this game plan dialed in for a long time. He knew Topuria was going to be his next challenger at featherweight, as Topuria knew he was fighting Volk next, so I guess that's even. But if you give Alex Volkanovski months to game plan, get dialed in, get right, I just can't bet against the guy. And you put him at minus 115, minus 130, whatever it is, I might put my fucking life savings on it.
Yeah, I get it. I'm with you.
Oh man, dude, I
see both sides, bro. I literally see both sides.
That's what makes a great fight, though, when you really just do not know.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro. And we kind of blazed through it, but I feel like we just did hard hitting shit right there.
Hey, it's a simple game. Simple game. We gave what we know. We're not trying to say shit we don't know. Try to overanalyze it. It's what it is. Bell's gonna ring. Then what?
Fighters are gonna fight. We're either gonna make money or lose it.
Yes, sir. Everybody have a great weekend.
Oh, we got your bets.
Oh, my bets. Yep. Sorry about that. We're going Merab by decision, 50 to win 40. Neal versus Garry over 2.5, minus 135, 50 to win 37. Bobby Knuckles by decision, plus 125, 50 to win 62. Topuria to win, 40 to win 44. Kopylov to win, 35 to win 66. Justin Tafa to win, 35 to win 42. And then our parlay is going to be Merab money line, Costa and Whittaker over 2.5, minus 150. And Tafa and Lima over 1.5. I think it's supposed to be under one. I'll check that. Under 1.5, minus 160. 50 to win 153.
All right. I like it, bro. I think I'm all over Justin Tafa as well. I really like him in that matchup versus De Lima. A lot of Aussies on this card. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be hitting y'all with Instagram reels, clips, tweets, polls, all that good shit in the next day. You're going to see a lot of Outside the Cage. And we will see y'all on Monday with our reactions. Doses.